Shalom Ola, and welcome to the spiritual life. And I just want to say it's been a while. This is me, Mystic Reverend Travis Tidwell, and I have my executive producer here, my daughter Athena. And this is all powered and sponsored by the Lord God Yahweh and Sacred Dragon and the Holy and Divine Spirit. You can also see my podcast on YouTube at Travis Tidwell Podcast. But on this episode, right now, I don't have Ashley. No co-host, no special guest yet, but that's going to change in 2022. We're going to start bringing some members in from Sacred Dragon. Ashley's now doing her own thing and doing readings and whatnot, so which is great for her. And so I'm looking forward to an exciting year. Change is growth, growth is change. And also, on some level, I want you to know that I'm on TikTok, One Sacred Dragon. So if you get there, you can get some free divination from me. In this episode, we're talking about love and 2022 and how to promote more love for yourself. Some things you should be doing to start your year off right. It doesn't take a whole lot to change the energy. Change your thought form. Change your frequency. When you change your frequency, you change what you're attracting. I counsel for a living. I'm talking to somebody, and they're talking about somebody who's always having bad luck, and it's always one thing after another. And excuse me, and it's all about frequency. It's all about energy. Now, if you're having those kind of problems in your life, go to my website, travistidwell.us, and I have plenty of services I can help you with. But let's start off first of all this year by writing 5 things down that we want to create for 2022. Now, depending on what life cycle you're in is going to depend on what karmically you're trying to learn. The whole planet's in the 6 right now, which means learn how to be neutral. Love your neighbor, love yourself. Love is still the highest magic on this planet, but I'm a firm believer before you can love anybody else, you do have to love yourself. I know it's easier said than done. And there's a lot of great people out there showing a lot of love in a lot of different ways. But in this particular episode, it's 2022. We've now normalized COVID-19. I know I gained weight. Everybody gained weight. Everybody got in this little funk, binging and everything. But it's time to get vaccinated or wear a mask, but get out there and start doing things. Loving yourself enough to go out, exercise, whether you're walking, going to the gym, but doing something physical. You need to be conscious of what you're doing for you. If you have toxic people in your life in 2022, get rid of them. And there's many different ways of doing that, politely. But this is a year, it's a 6th year for the planet that is all about spiritual development and seeking more spiritual development. And that's why I created Sacred Dragon, so I could help educate and empower people to change their destiny and control it. Without moving energy, you're just going to be doing nothing. And it's kind of sad because people get stuck. They think they've got black magic done on them. They don't. They made wrong choices. And why did they make that choice? Because they weren't loving themselves enough to make the proper choice. It's like, rather than be in a dysfunctional relationship, I would rather be alone and happy. If you're on your spiritual path, then spirit is your bride, you're her groom. Or if you're a woman, spirit's your groom, you're the bride. But there's a commitment there. That's the first marriage. And that incorporates not only yourself, but your higher self. So 2022 is a number 6, which, again, it's all about higher self, inner development. If you have a higher self, then you have a lower self. The lower self needs a lot of love. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't ask anybody to get rid of something in your lower self unless it's really harming you or creating you to be negative or creating negative stuff in your life. But if you're feeding your lower self with a little marijuana, alcohol, whatever, that's, in moderation. Who can, condemn you? You're not doing heroin or something. But my philosophy is if you feed your higher self as much as you feed your lower self, that's how you're going to create your balance. And, I just also real quickly wanted to say hi to all my YouTubers out there who might be looking in on this episode also. But yeah, for those of you following me, it's going to be a very, very powerful year. It's going to be better than last year in a lot of different ways, and I feel that that should be financially and otherwise. And it's a year for better communication. When we start loving ourselves, then we can see that we can love our neighborhood, we can love our community. You know, some people are very gracious and they do a lot of donating with their time to show love to the universe or to the community. There's different ways of doing that. First of all, just being a citizen is the best way to serve your community and doing the right thing at all times. That's got to be number one. I did, make some predictions on my YouTube channel earlier that there probably could be more violence in America this year and murder. And this mental thing is going to get worse. So, we that are spiritual need to be conscious of our environment. Chance prepares, chance is always favoring the prepared mind. So if you got some pepper spray or you're doing something for self-protection, that's where that's what you should be doing. Prayer meditation is important. That's another part of loving yourself. How much do I love myself? Well, in the beginning, my first teacher used to ask me every day, did you meditate today? Did you meditate today? And I really didn't know what meditation was that much. And I said, no, I was too busy. Back then I was a collision shop manager. This is like 33 years ago. And she goes, well, I guess you don't love yourself enough to meditate. I thought, oh my God. I thought I loved myself because my lower self is providing a car and money and a place to live. And that's love, But I wasn't loving my higher self. So I remember I bought a rocking chair just to meditate in. And then I asked my girlfriend at the time to put a timer on for 10 minutes. When that 10 minutes up, she knocked on the door and I visualized for 10 minutes myself being one with the light. My teacher called me and said, hey, did you meditate today? And I said, I sure did. Now I've done up to 5 hours of meditation. I've done Lord Maitreya meditation, 3 hours. Every first Wednesday of the month on Zoom, I have my middle pillar meditation, which is about a 55-minute meditation. I guide you out of your body through 3 pyramids. If you haven't done that, you want to experience that for yourself. Show yourself some love. How are you going to show yourself love? Sure, you can do that by buying a car, by going on things you like. That's your lower self. But we're talking about your higher self for 2022. It's a 6 year. So this is the time to start feeding your higher self. That's how you love yourself, is by feeding your higher self. Don't be afraid of it. We're not asking you to let go of anything you're doing with your lower self, sexually or otherwise. What we're asking is daily prayer, meditation, seeking the right information that's going to enlighten as well as empower you. That's, again, why it created Sacred Dragon. Good book out there, Simplified Kabbalah Magic by Ted Andrews. Anybody who studies with me has to have that book and read that book. And if you buy that book and you resonate with that book, then I'm probably the person you need to get a hold of. You can join my group through the internet online. You can contact me. My phone number is available. I'm hoping at some point that in 2020 you went to my channel here and got your your level 1 and 2 Reiki, which is available on episodes 14, 15, 16 on the spiritual life. And you can have done that on iTunes or Spotify or however you're listening to this podcast or any of my podcasts. And I encourage you to do that this year again to show your higher self some love. Many different interpretations about loving yourself. Love is the highest magic in relationship, because if you both love each other, you'll overcome anything you have for challenge. You don't need to go to a psychic. Then go, is my marriage going to, if you guys, you're showing each other that kind of love, that question doesn't come up. And believe me, I do a lot of readings. I counsel a lot of people. So loving yourself is going to be a very important key this year in 2022. You can show yourself love in many different ways. But I would suggest and start feeding your higher self with a good book, some prayer meditation. You can watch some spiritual programs, anything that will allow you. I study the mysticism of Kabbalah. If you're interested in dragon magic, dragon philosophy, and the mysticism of Kabbalah, I can also help you with that. I do have an album out called Time Has Come by Travis Tidwell on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, many other outlets. It's been played all over the world. Check it out. It's worth listening to. I have ancient Kabbalistic prayers in there, and it's cutting edge rap, new age music. So I'm here for you guys out here on planet Earth. I actually come from the Galactic Center, so I can honestly say that I come here to this Earth. I come here to help you and to help empower you and help you to create a balance for yourself, because we all need to have that balance. So I guess I want to thank my executive producer, Athena. I want to thank the Lord God Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit and Sacred Dragon, my guide Hermes, and all those who have not only prepared me and assist me on my spiritual path, but who are there now assisting on this podcast and producing it, getting it done, and getting it out to planet Earth and the universe. So I just want to say peace and love. God bless you, your family, your friends, your pets, and all your loved ones. And God bless planet Earth. So be it.
Time has come for a change.